Welcome, lords and ladies, to Medieval Knights. I am your host, TJ West, and on this Let's Play today, we're going to start a new game called Medieval Dynasty. It's been out now for about a month, maybe two. It is still in development. It's an indie game. It has a lot of updates and patches. Right now we're on version alpha 0.1.2.4. So you might see that change throughout this Let's Play. Today we're going to go ahead and click New Game. I have played this before, so I am quite knowledgeable, but we're going to start a new game for this Let's Play, so let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm going to let this play through, so just in case you haven't seen it, you get to see it.
I used to have a simple life. Whatever needed doing round the farm, I'd do it. Being the eldest son, it's tough. But at least we had a living, and our plates were never empty. Then, the war came. I lost everything overnight. The last thing I remember is Father pushing me away, yelling for me to run, to live. At first, I didn't know what to do. Then, I remembered. A story my mother once told me. A story about my uncle, Jordan. He made a modest fortune up north, in a peaceful valley far away from the war. For weeks I held on to that thought, until the valley from my mother's stories. I could see it. This is where I can start a new life.
Alright. So, we're going to start a new life. Well, to begin that, we need gold. There's our first quest. Now, to make gold, or to earn it, I guess you could say, to start with, I'm going to just be collecting every possible thing I can. So, branches, twigs, sticks, rocks, berries, anything. Just anything. And what we're doing here is we are increasing our survival skill, and we are also going to be increasing our crafting skill. Because to start with, I always encourage people to just buy and sell, well, not buy, but sell everything you collect. And that even means berries, branches, sticks, rocks, all that stuff. But at the same time, you can craft stone knives, stone skinning knives in the crafting menu and create those, and they're going to take down the weight in your inventory because you're using supplies from your inventory to craft them. But it's also going to be more gold. So if you sell a stick, that's 1 gold. If you sell a rock, that's another gold. So you're talking 2 rocks and 5 sticks per stone skinning knife. So 7 gold to make one. And you sell them for between 10 and 11 each. So it's a very, very wise thing to start off with. And the whole time you're doing it, you're also going to be gaining experience in survival and crafting, which is going to unlock new buildings and allow you to purchase new schemes through the technology tab. And all of this we're going to go through as we play. I have played this before. I do have a few other save files that are a little bit farther. I can just never get set just right. So hopefully we can do that this time. So we're still collecting, still looking for rocks. Rocks are one of the harder things to find in the beginning. Once you get more used to it, then you can kind of see them from a distance, like that. And then be able to just collect massive amounts of them all at once. Me personally, I don't like to mine for stone unless I'm mining iron at the time. So really costs durability to your pickaxe when you can finally get one. So I don't really like to do that. But my motto is, as long as I can gain 4 iron with 1 pickaxe so I can recreate the pickaxe, I'm okay. We're not going to worry about that right now. We'll go over that as soon as we get to that point in the Let's Play. And there's our level for survival that I was looking for. So in this tab, it's going to give you a brief overview of everything that happens. I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick. This is going to happen for every single tab here. So I'm going to go ahead and knock these out real quick, just so that way they don't bug us later. And as you can see, once you start playing yourself, you can go through and read these. And it's going to tell you a lot about how to play and what they do. So in your skills tab, you've got 5 different other sub-tabs. So extraction, hunting, farming, diplomacy, survival, and crafting. We did gain a level in survival. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the point to survival knowledge. Now what that's going to do is +1 skill points from survival activities. So every time I pick berries, or I pick up a stick, or I pick up a rock, instead of getting +1 skill point from that activity, I'm going to get +2 skill points to that activity. So that's going to really help us level up the survival to start with. And as you can see, as you level up and click them, for example, I just clicked the survival knowledge here and added the skill point to it. It unlocked the next layer up. So survival sense here is a really good one. It'll really help you when you go into inspector mode, and we'll go over that here shortly. So sensing mushrooms, feathers, and herbs in the inspector mode. What that basically means is if you hold down the left alt button on your keyboard, the world kind of turns like this. Now, if you have that clicked, it's going to show up all of the different herbs and stuff on the ground that you can pick up. And that's really helpful because some of those herbs heal you, some of them heal poisons. And it's just the mushrooms you can eat. Some of the mushrooms will poison you if you eat them. And they're all described in the inventory. I typically don't use mushrooms just because meat is so much easier to get and cook. So for now, I already have some foodstuffs on me. You spawn with some. Apples and flatbreads and whatnot. Here's some mushrooms. Pick those up. There's a rock. Broadleaf plantain. St. John's wort. Hey, look at that. Perfect. So, with the herbs, the broadleaf plantain, if you look down here in the bottom left, it says +10 health. Anytime I get hurt, I can use one of these to increase my health to up 10 until it's max at 100. And there's some skills you can get that will increase your hit points as well. It's still too early to do that yet. So you start with apples, dried meat, oat rolls, and that's it. You get a simple torch, which I'm going to equip now. Mind you, if you do not have the torch equipped or a replacement in your inventory beforehand, it will not equip the torch for you. You will have to manually come in here and equip it every time. And you will not be able to use the torch out here like this, pressing the F button, without having that torch equipped. So we're still day 1 spring, year 1. We're going to continue to collect. We're going to pick these berries. Now I like berries to start with because if you can't carry a lot, which nobody can to start, I think our max is, what is it? 35 kilograms, and we're already over that. So it's 35 kilograms to start, and it's relatively easy to get over that point. I think I carry around 24 rocks, and I'm hovering right at the end there, where if you become over encumbered, you stop sprinting, and there's a few different levels to it. So if you look in the bottom left-hand corner, the red ring around what looks to be a weight, that is telling me that I'm over encumbered, and the red ring is telling me how much I'm over encumbered. And the farther that goes up around the semicircle to the left, the slower I'm going to move. Now, I know I said when you become over encumbered, you stop running. Yeah, you cannot run. You can't hold the shift button to sprint. You just basically walk at the same pace. And then for every 5 pounds over that, It's, I think, 3 different sets where it slows you down more and more. And then once you get to where you're at 50 kilograms, you will not be able to walk at all. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to craft some of these stone skinning knives. And I don't remember if I said it previously, but if I craft these, it's going to take my weight down. If you look down here, every time I craft one, the notch goes down a little bit more. So now I'm not over encumbered anymore. I can move around. Now you can do this for the full day, you can do this for the full first year if you'd like, and just stack gold. You can't even build a campfire until you've spoken to the Castellan Unigost. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm not entirely certain there. So we're just going to keep collecting some branches, maybe make some more stone knives before we go talk to him. And we're going to sell everything before we do talk to him. You start the game with 50 gold, and then you go from there. You can't really buy much with 50 gold. You can get some food. And food is very important. There's a deer. Run away, deer. So all I have right now is a stone skinning knife. I'm going to go sell some stuff now. I know I'm not over encumbered, but I'm starting to branch out to the point where I'm seeing wildlife. And there are animals in the game that will attack you. So because of that, I'm going to come over here and talk to Unigost. I'm going to sell my stuff first. Anything that I'm holding on to. That's Sobamir. He sells fertilizer, animal feed. We will need fertilizer, just not right now. Sold all the stone skinning knives. Made a little bit of money. So now we're going to come down here to the unripe berries and we're going to sell all of those. They don't sell for much, but you can hold a lot of them. I think I was able to hold around 400, possibly more the last time. And while they don't sell for much, they add up. Quantity over quality with that one, I say. So now that we've got a little bit of gold, we don't have a lot, just a little bit. We don't need much now. We're going to go talk to Unigost the Castellan. And I'm going to kind of rush through this a little bit. I'm going to give you a chance to pause the video so you can read it if you want to. But I'm not going to sit here and be too in-depth with it. So we are... Well, my mother. Mommy told me. Huh. How did he die? Ambushed by bandits. Are you serious? My own land? Yay! Earn some coins somehow. Alright. So he gave us a wooden hammer, and this is going to show us the tab menu, the construction wheel. And we're going to go through a lot of this as we go. Inspector mode. So we're going to escape that. We got a new quest. We have some money. Now, I already kind of have a spot picked out for our first house. I'm going to go ahead and head that way now. I'm not too worried about gold this early in the game. It's going to take me... Well, it's going to take us about a year to even get anything set up over here as far as our things go. And the whole time we're just going to be trying to collect things and craft. With the goal of just basically grinding out some levels and being able to build new buildings. So let me explain a little bit. Since we just started the game, you start at level 1, as with every game. Now from there you level up by doing certain activities, and those certain activities level up only a certain skill aspect. So if I go around gathering a bunch of things, that's going to increase my survivability. If I go around crafting things or building things, that's going to increase my crafting or building respectively. If I'm just hunting all the time, it's going to increase my hunting skill. And as you increase those skills, you'll unlock new buildings. Once those buildings are unlocked, you can build them. However, the schemes for new technology will need to be purchased, which is what the gold is for. So, as of right now, we haven't really unlocked anything. So we're getting pretty close to the spot I like to start up and get going. So I'm going to collect some stuff so we can make this axe that we need. Need rocks, need sticks. I would rather make and sell the stone skinning knives to start with because they take less sticks to craft. Water. So we need a drink. There is a free water skin that respawns every season until they fix it. I don't know if it's in the works to fix or not, but I will show you where that's at through the main quest line. So, yeah, don't let me forget. And as we play through this, if there's something I might have missed or some way that you think you can tweak my gameplay or criticize the way I play in a constructive manner, that's always welcome. Please don't just down me and diss on me and my play styles. This is just how I like to play. Every game is personal to the gamer, and that's how I like to do it. Okay, so I said earlier we would go through the crafting wheel. So basically what that is, you push Q on the keypad and it brings up this list here. You can either craft, build, or other. Other is where your traps and fences and furniture are, and there isn't much furniture, there's just a wash tub and an archery target right now. And then there's a bunch of different traps that you can build for meat and different things, like the bird trap gives you meat and feathers, rabbit trap gives you meat and I think fur or leather, one of the two. Small fishing net, just all the fishing nets give you fish. And then rat trap is only specifically for meat. So then we have fences here, which if you see the lock here on these, it's because I have not purchased the scheme for it in the technology tab. So it says technology scheme is not unlocked. I have to level up to that point and then use gold to buy it. So here's the campfires. There's 3 different ones. You can always build a simple campfire out of sticks as long as you have spoken to Unagos first. Oops, sorry about that. Hit the wrong button. So anyway, we need to craft a stone axe. So we're going to go into the menu using Q. We're going to craft, and then we're going to go down to stone axe, and we're going to click it. And the wheel works by you bring it up, and then you use your mouse to select which option you want to pick. So we've got our stone axe now. It automatically equipped it onto that slot. It won't do that for everything, so please don't get used to that. Now, trees. I could cut down every tree in this valley, and nothing would happen. In 2 years, all the trees would respawn, and everybody or everything would go back to normal. However, I'm going to chop down this tree here. Alright, there's one tree. Hey. Okay, this stump here, if I had a shovel, which I don't right now, I could dig up the shovel and remove where this tree spawns. So what that means is, even though I've cut it down, if the stump is removed, this tree will not spawn again. In 2 years, it'll just be a barren plot right there. For now, I'm going to leave it. I don't have a shovel, and I really don't want that tree to go away. I kind of like to build them and incorporate them into my village, if you will. And I also pick up these feathers. They're not really useful later, as once you start crafting iron arrows, you don't actually use them for the iron arrows. But to start with, once you get a regular bow and you need to craft some stone arrows, they're good. Because stone arrows do take feathers. They take 50 feathers. It's actually quite a bit. So we've got 6 logs here. It's a pretty decent location here. I like this. This is where I normally start up at. This is where I like to be. I'm going to show you why here in a moment. Not only are we by the river, we're by a stream. There's the island over there that we can go to and hang out, or even build a house on if we wanted to and incorporate the island into it. I personally don't. So this is the reason why. If you notice where I'm at in relation to the other towns, I'm pretty much right dead center. It's going to be pretty easy for me to get to Denica, Gustovia, Rolnica, Borowo, and all of the other ones around it. It's only going to take me about a half a day to get to any one. Or if I wanted to say go to Denica and then Gustovia, it might take me the full day just to get all the way over there and back. But either way, I could still do it. It's an option. So if, say, this season's about to change and I need to run over to Gustovia, I can. Also, down here at Jezerica and Hornica, I rarely visit those two towns. I do visit Hornica for crossbow. That'll be later. But that's pretty much all I've gone down there for so far. So that's why I choose this spot. So I'm just going to build a simple small house for now, because it's just me that I have to worry about. We're going to kind of place it in the back here, kind of center. I don't really want to have to move it later. I'm going to when I build the bigger one, but for now this will work. Alright, so the hammer I need to equip. I'm going to put that on 2. Now if you notice on your mouse wheel, well, on your mouse, you can scroll up and down and it'll scroll through your quick slots. So with this, I can scroll up for my axe or scroll down one for my hammer. And if I had more in the slots, it would cycle through all the different slots that we have here. So for now, we're going to worry about building this. We need some straw and logs. We don't have any logs. We need to cut down some more trees, but we do have a lot of sticks that we can kind of dump into this, if you will. So I'm just going to go ahead and get all these sticks in here real quick. And if you notice, every time I swing this hammer, the green bar goes down, my stamina. Well, if that goes to 0, it's not a big deal. It just slows down your building process and makes it to where you can't stop, or can't run. It'll stop you, is what I meant to say. So I'm getting tired now. You can hear him kind of huffing and puffing there. Alright, it's about halfway, so I'm going to keep going on this. And basically what I like to tell people, and the way I like to play it is, if I'm gathering things and I need to go put it onto a building, then I won't run to the building, I'll walk to the building so I have energy to attach it to the building when I get there. So now we have all the sticks in place, we need logs and we need straw. So why don't we come over here and we're going to down some of these birch trees. Now I say birch because each tree is different. So birch trees, when you fell them or chop them down, they're going to give you 2 logs. If you decide to dig up the stumps, they will give you an extra log. So that'll be 3. Now pine trees are different and they give you an extra log. So I just knocked down that birch tree. Here I'm going to knock down a pine tree. And the birch tree gave me 2 logs without the stump. So a birch tree will give you 3 logs total if you dig up the stump. Like I said, I don't really like to. I like to incorporate the trees into my builds, so that's what I'm going to do. So now this pine tree gave me 1, 2, 3 logs. So as you can see, the birch trees are like the lowest. They give you the least amount of logs. Pine trees are kind of middle, and I will go down and knock down a maple tree here. Where's one at? There's one. So the difference is birch has like white bark. Pine trees are kind of a darker kind of bark here. And with the branches and whatnot you could see. They're kind of like a cone going up, if you notice. Right there. And then maple trees are kind of bark with a rounded leaf pattern at the top. So this right here is a maple tree. And when I chop this down, it's going to give me 4 logs instead of 2 or 3. Now you do have to let them fall. If they land on something and they don't fall all the way down, that's okay. Typically they will roll over into that little thing there where you can chop them up into logs anyway without having to hit the ground. So it's not that big of a deal if they don't hit the ground. So I'm going to attach these logs here, put one there, and then one there. I need one more there, and then 4 for there. I'm going to go ahead and run down this river here. It's not a stream, it's a river. Excuse me. And we're going to go see if we can't collect some straw. Now you get straw from harvesting grains like oat and wheat and whatnot. You get flax from harvesting flax, obviously. But that gives you a it gives you a different type of straw. You can't actually use it as straw. Whereas oat, rye, and wheat give you straw, flax gives you flax stalk. And then you convert the flax stalk into other things. We'll go over that when we get into that part. So right now I need to collect these reeds because they give you straw, and the straw is going to be used on my first roof. I only like to build the 2nd tier or 3rd tier houses, and I like to build them in stone straight off the bat because they don't deteriorate as much. I don't have to worry about repairing them. There's another level. So now we're going to go ahead and come back over here and put another skill point into this. So we'll level up even faster now. And they do stack. So now I'm getting plus 2 extra skill points every time. So I don't just get the one that I get from harvesting. I will get the one that I get plus 2 more from the skill points and the skills that I've researched. So just a few more reeds here for our roof, and then we'll be okay to go chop down another tree. And if you notice, this kind of falls right in line with Chapter 1 here on the top right-hand side of the screen there. It says Chapter 1, A New Beginning, Build Your First House. So doing all of this kind of follows the main storyline on its own, even though you have to do it anyway, in order to survive. So we're going to add the straw in here. And you can tell, see, I'm getting tired. So I'm going to wait a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and continue this. And we're about out of time here. So why don't we go ahead, we've met Unagos today, which is a great time. We are finishing up this thatch roof. So why don't we complete this house, and we will call it a day. Alright, we ended up with extra straw, but that's okay. We're gonna go get some logs. We need 4, 5, 6 logs. So, as I said before, the pine trees, they drop 3 per tree, so I can fell 2 trees and have 6 logs. So while those fall, we're gonna come back here and get this chopped up. And come over here, and you see what I mean? It didn't fall all the way down, but we're still able to interact with it to chop it. And now it's gonna fall. And now we have a bunch of logs. Okay. So here we are. There's 3 logs. 4, 5, and 6. Alright, now pull out the hammer again, and let's finish this sucker. And there's our house. Yeah, look at that. Now we can use the chest to store some stuff. So we can drop off these feathers here, this straw here. And you know what? I think this would be a good spot to end at. We've got our first house built. We have met the Castellan. It is becoming nightfall on our first day. And we are doing wonderful. So as you can see, Chapter 2 has started automatically. We have some things we need to do. And at the same time, there is a main quest line, or I'm sorry, that is the main quest line. There is a quest line for Unigos that you can do later. I'm actually going to wait to talk to him about that. I am going to do some of these other chapters here first. And I'll explain it in the next video or subsequent videos after this as to why I do that. It has to do with the quests and the way they're set up and how it all ends up unfolding. So please stay tuned for more. As always, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be notified on when I upload again. I'm going to try to upload daily videos on Let's Plays and battle replays on other games as well. I would like to thank everybody for joining me today, and join me again on the next one. This has been Medieval Knights. You guys have a great one. And as always, keep it medieval, people.